And with that, I would like to start our presentation of the John Udes Award for this year. John was an innovator in our industry. He was the founder of Greystone, and John was also the founder of this conference. John was always seen as an innovator. He was a friend to many of us, a mentor to many of us. John was innovative. He really, that's the real Bally sign, although he did not participate in the slip and slide thing. But John would have thought of that idea probably. He was a great guy, and every year we award someone who had a lot of John's characteristics as a winner of this award. It's really presented to individuals who embody a lot of those same ideals, who have lasting and significant contributions to the healthcare and internet field at the local, national, and state levels, who exceed expectations for someone in their position, who are thought of or have attributes such as exuding excellence, being innovative, being visionary, a trailblazer, an influential person, a groundbreaker, inspirational, those kind of characteristics. And someone who's not only influential within their own organization, but willing to share. One of the things, if you knew John, is that John was excited about raising the bar of our industry and excited about making sure that we shared this knowledge across the industry to bring marketing up to a new level within the organization. And so those are the kinds of things that we look for when we award this award. And the candidate must also have willingness to share those pieces of information with others in the industry. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce JAE Udes, John's wife, and she's going to say just a few words.
Hello, everybody. Thanks, Mike. I can't believe this is our 21st year. As Mike has pointed out, way back when at Bally's, 21 years ago, seems like only yesterday to some of us. But many thanks go to a number of people to make this conference so successful. First of all, to the Greystone team and family. Second of all, to the wonderful sponsors who keep us going. And lastly, and most special of all, to all of you for all of your support through the years, and also for keeping John's vision and spirit going forward. Means a lot to me, and John would be very proud. But today, it's my pleasure and honor to present to you the 2017 John Udes Vision and Excellence Award honoree, Kelly Faley. Kelly is the Vice President of Web Strategy and Customer Contact Centers at Sharp Healthcare in San Diego, or as she likes to say, VP of Digital Marketing. Kelly has been a healthcare marketing professional for nearly 30 years and joined Sharp in 1991. As Vice President, she is responsible for business strategy and content of Sharp's patient and customer-facing digital footprint, including internal and external websites, patient portals, mobile applications, and online presence. In addition to her digital marketing responsibilities, Kelly leads consumer, physician referral, and nursing triage contact centers. When you look at the definition of pioneer, it's defined as a person who begins or helps develop something new and prepares the way for others to follow. That's Kelly. She's truly a pioneer in the digital healthcare world. One of her very first achievements, Kelly helped create the Sharp.com website more than 20 years ago to its best-in-class status of today. She was one of the very first to implement the concept of patient portals. She directed the building of the highly successful patient portal called MySharp, which launched in 2009, years ahead of the industry standard. Sharp was also an early adopter of social media and created a social media command center. Under Kelly's leadership, the Social Command Center was one of the first in healthcare to dedicate resources to round-the-clock monitoring of comments and posts as they appear real-time on social media sites. Monitoring social media provided marketing intelligence and improved patient engagement, relationship management, and customer service response. Across so many areas, Kelly's innovative ideas and creative solution techniques have built a strong foundation of digital marketing excellence. John firmly believed that visionary leaders not only have great ideas, they must develop great teams to implement these ideas and achieve common goals. Kelly has been integral in bringing together senior leaders from all over the organization, from the medical groups and hospitals to IT and clinicians, to listen to their insights and get their feedback, and to bring both strategy and visibility to the needs of digital to support patients' healthcare journeys. Throughout Kelly's career, she's been a role model and a mentor to many. She shares knowledge, teaches by example, and has provided guidance to other healthcare systems throughout the country. With emphasis on digital and marketing strategy, Kelly never loses her focus and compassion for serving customers and patients, and for making their healthcare experiences the very best. Kelly is a true icon in the digital healthcare marketing space, often leading the way without fear of taking risks and pushing boundaries. Despite challenges, Kelly has persevered and continuously driven Sharp Healthcare to a place of excellence in our industry. Please join me today in honoring this year's recipient of the John Udy's Vision and Excellence Award, Kelly Faley.
Thank you. Somewhere around here, in the back of the room, actually, I can see my niece with my great-nephew who are visiting. And earlier today, I saw somebody else from the conference, and I introduced them, and I said, and this is my great-nephew, and it makes me feel really, really old to have a great-nephew. But now I feel worse because I'm a pioneer, and I think there must be a stagecoach someplace waiting for me outside. Thank you so much for this. John really was very inspirational to so many of us. It's a little hard for me to figure out how I'm on this stage after you have described all the things that John did. I remember when he first came to Sharp, he came to facilitate a meeting with some of our very senior leaders, and one of them said, we have teased him about it many times since then, and he says, I have to push back on you, because I don't see how this internet thing is going to bring me a single new patient. And over the years, he's become one of our greatest supporters, but it was really quite impressive because John was able to facilitate that whole meeting, and by the end of the strategy session, we had agreement that we were going to move forward and build an entire website. And nobody really thought we were going to do much more than that, but we kept going after that. And so I just think it was a really good demonstration of what he can do, or what he did, to bring people along and make them feel part of the process and see what the right answers were for the organization. And for that, I'm really grateful to him. He was really a great mentor to all of us, and certainly he was so dedicated to excellence. Whenever I've seen somebody receive an award like this, I sit in the audience and I think, well, I wonder what they've done. What's their secret to success? And I always want to ask. And John said, and I'm going to look at my notes, which I was going to throw away a minute ago. John had a commitment to care more than is wise, risk more than is safe, dream more than is practical, and expect more than others think is possible. And I think that's a great definition. I think we should add a couple things. Well, for me, I would add a couple things. One is stop asking for permission. Every time you go into an executive's office and you say, I think we need to do this, and can I go do this, you're giving them not only the room to say no, but you're making them doubt that you know what you're doing. You're the expert in the room. Go into the room, tell them what you need to do, and move forward and do it. Secondly, and I think that goes back to what John said about risking. The second thing is you need to surround yourself with really great support and great people. I've been very lucky to have great teams over the last 20 years. There's a few that are still there the whole time. But we've cycled through different people who have come and moved on to other great opportunities as well. But we have consistently been able to hire great people who come in and really can share the vision and take the vision forward and carry it out. Because I certainly could not have done all those things that Joanne listed. It just actually sounded a little overwhelming, and I'm not sure they were all true. And I do understand that some of my staff have been in constant contact by phone and email over the last few weeks. So they've been filling her with her email box with things. The support, though, is I just really, my job is to try to set the vision, try to show the roadmap of where we're going, and knock down some of the barriers and get some of the naysayers out of the way, and then I let the team do the work. So they really are the ones who deserve the congratulations and applause for all the work we've done. I've been really lucky also to work at an organization that values digital and has really allowed me to move along. Either that or I can run faster than they can catch me, because we've just kept moving and we keep going. And I think that that's great. They have seen the value, we've been able to demonstrate it, and so we keep going. And I'm very grateful to have been at Sharp for this long and to have that kind of support the whole time. And then I would have to say that I could not get off the stage without saying thank you, of course, to my family. I'm afraid my husband and kids couldn't be here, which is really such a shame because they're the ones who have heard me complain about every frustration and disappointment for the last 20 years. And to my husband's credit, I don't believe he's once said, "Why haven't you changed jobs?" I think he does know I enjoy it. Luckily for me, I was able to have my sister and as well as my niece and great nephew and my mom are here. And as we think about those things that John said, I have to confess that in my head, my mom's little voice saying things like, well, if it's worth doing, you shouldn't do it halfway. And then things like, well, did you try that? And did you try that? There's always something else you can try. Keep trying. And I think that my parents really instilled in me persistence. I might say that one of my parents has suggested that I can be like a dog on a bone, and you just hold on to that and keep going, and eventually you're going to get it done. And so stick with that persistence and surround yourself with the people who make it possible. So I do just last want to say that I'm overwhelmed. I can't say how much I appreciate this award. It is a recognition that I appreciate so much that it just makes some of those frustrations and challenges over the years feel like they were worthwhile and that we really have made a difference. So I'll close, because I know I'm between you and the keynote. I'd like to share a quote from Steve Jobs, and I'm sure you've all heard this before, but I think it bears repeating. And I think it encapsulates how I look at my work. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know it when you find it. Thank you so much.